Hi all of you, मैं शब्बीर from Edukemi. This is part of our YouTube series as a part of trying to develop awareness around the prelims preparation and how to attempt the question paper in the examination hall. तो हमने पहले भी कुछ recordings कर रखे हैं. Please go and watch that on the playlist. So 4 things please keep in mind when you start off the paper. Number 1, make sure that you identify the correct series of the question paper. The question paper can be A, B or C or D. Be careful that you have noted the series properly and enter that in your OMR sheet. For example, this paper of mine is series A. You must enter that in your OMR sheet. Second, very important, please ensure you are getting the right question paper, which is it is GS or it is CSAT. So check, first page हिंदी में होता है, last page English में होता है, उसे चेक करना है कि सब्जेक्ट आपको ठीक मिला है. A third very important check, make sure that all the pages are correct. Quickly scan the entire booklet. You should have all the pages with you and also ensure the questions are complete. There are instances where couple of papers, because of misprint, some pages can be missing. And once that happens, you must report that immediately. अगर आपने बाद में report किया तो शायद आपको पेपर भी नहीं मिलेगा to solve. It's a very quick check in the first 6-7 seconds. Be done with it. So that is step number 1. Make sure that you have seen the question series. Number 2, make sure the subject is right. Number 3, make sure the pages are all intact, no pages torn and missing. And number 4, all the 100 questions for GS are there in the question paper. A quick scan, not counting each question one by one. Then the process of solving starts. Now when the solving process starts, 2-3 बहुत important mistakes हो जाती हैं. One mistake is people start solving the paper sequentially. पहले question number 1 करते हैं, फिर question number 2 करते हैं, फिर question number 3 करते हैं. ये सही तरीका नहीं है. The objective of solving the paper should be, number 1, that you see the entire question paper at least 2 or 3 times in the examination time that you have been given. ऐसा ना हो कि आपने एक ही बार देखा है पूरा पेपर and maybe some questions you could have answered and you missed those. So पूरा का पूरा पेपर, question paper, you must turn at least 2 or 3 times in the examination hall. That's number 1. Number 2, you must not miss any easy question which you could have solved very easily. What happens in the time pressure, in the examination, time constraints, or sometimes because you are tired or maybe you are also a bit frightened, बहुत सारे आसान questions आपसे छूट जाते हैं. Please don't do that. In the question paper, find the easy questions that you can easily solve without any mistakes. You can solve this confidently. उसको आपको पहले attempt करना होगा. So don't go sequentially. Number 2, I said, make sure you're not missing any easy question you should have solved and got right. Third, questions like assertion reasoning, उससे आप शुरू मत करना. If you have seen 22-4 का पेपर सीरीज A है, उसके पहले 4-5 क्वेश्चन से ही assertion reasoning questions had started. Where they say statement 1 is right, statement 2 is right, statement 1 is wrong or 2 is wrong, 1 is right but explains A. Those type of questions are called as assertion reasoning questions. Those are very tricky questions, and particularly when both the statements are right. So I will record one more video on this, how to attempt assertion reasoning questions. Generally, assertion reasoning questions को after first 30-40 minutes के बाद में attempt किया करो. So don't start with that. And make sure while attempting the paper, you have some symbol that you can put on the question paper so that you can come back and revise some of the questions. Generally, 10-15 question ऐसे होने चाहिए कि towards the last 5 minutes, you can come back and quickly check if those 10 questions you want to revisit again. And of course, while solving, one more very important thing is that you must ensure all those you have solved already and you do not want to revise again, you must strike that off. जैसे आपने एक सॉल्व किया क्वेश्चन, आप कॉन्फिडेंट हो कि वो सही होगा, उसको स्ट्राइक ऑफ कर दो कि उसको दोबारा पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Without doing this, you cannot come back and revise and do a justice to completion towards the end of the paper. जैसे कि let us take up the GS paper of 2024. इस पेपर में आप देखेंगे that question number 1 was an assertion reasoning question. You should not have attempted to start. Question number 2 was also assertion reasoning question. The question was around thickness of a troposphere. The equator is much greater than compared to poles. It's an easy question, but assertion reasoning में sometimes you can get trapped. You should not have started with question number 1, question number 2. But look at question number 3. This again is a bit tricky, but हालांकि छोटा question है. Pyroclast, ash and dust, nitrogen compounds, and they're asking you which of these are part of the volcanic eruptions. You could have answered it at one go. तो question number 3 को आपको कर देना चाहिए था. वैसे if you look at question number 4, the question is a bit longer. The two statements are a bit longer. You'll take more time to read the question. So in the first round of attempting, 1 को नहीं करना चाहिए था, 2 को नहीं करना चाहिए था और 4 को नहीं करना चाहिए था. आप 3 कर लेते and maybe even 5 was possible. 5 is an easy map question. So what happens is the type of questions, you either know the answer or you do not know the answer. If you feel that you do not know the answer, strike off the answer or strike off the question and leave it. Whereas maybe you have read question number 4, you have a fair idea, you want to come back and revisit this, then you put a small question mark or encircle the question so that you come back and revise it. So in my guess, if I was attempting, I would have attempted question number 3 first, 5, 6. I would have left question number 7 because again 7 is assertion reasoning type. I would have attempted question number 6 definitely because there are sequence questions. Ganga ke tributaries ke bare mein tha. Most of us should have known this. Question number 8b was not difficult. You could have attempted it. And attempt the table type of questions first. Tables में क्या होता है? Generally, if you get 1 or 2 matches right, बाकी 2 भी आराम से मिल जाता है. So question number 9, question number 10, जो table वाले थे, you could have tried those. And in case you're not very sure, you put a question mark. I'll come back and revisit. And again, if you move on, question number 12, 13, which are again a bit more longer statement wise. You compare question number 11, there are 3 statements आप आसान से पढ़ लेते. Question number 12 is a longer statement. Longer statements, leave it for later. But you could have attempted question number 16, question number 15, question number 14 also you could have attempted. That's one technique. So you have to take in account 2 things. One is the toughness of the question. A question ज़्यादा tough है, don't get stuck on it. Quickly put a question mark, put a star mark. You want to revisit again and move on. And questions that will take less time, try attempting those more. Assertion reasoning शायद आसान questions होगा, but they will take more time before you can actually get the right answer. So in the exam process, these are some things that you have to be very, very trained into. And one more thing, try attempting at least 95 questions in your attempt. It's very, very rare students attempting 80 odd questions with high degree of accuracy, you are able to score the qualifying marks. In my understanding, to qualify the examination in a safe range, you should not have marks less than 95. अगर 95 से कम है, it becomes a bit tricky. 100 generally is on the higher side, but to get 95 correct, you have to attempt at least 90 odd questions. Otherwise, you will have problems in ensuring you have high amount of accuracy. So this was the approach in solving the paper. While I have demonstrated this to you through the paper itself, you must go back and try this consciously in the practice tests. We are launching our PSP program from December onwards, for the first week onwards. And in that PSP program, these are some things we teach you. We don't just tell you to solve the paper. We tell you how to time the questions. We tell you which questions you must solve first. And we also teach you how to ensure the analysis of the attempt is properly done so you can improve and you can modify your preparation accordingly, according to what you have done wrong in the question attempts. So welcome to our PSP program starting from December. Intense 5 months of program हमारा है. And do keep watching our YouTube series where I'm trying to build the awareness around the prelims preparation and prelims questions attempt. Thank you.